Mindsmith is the first AI native e-learning authoring tool built from the ground up around the AI workflow of the learning designer. Today I'm going to show you how to create content, edit it, and then share it here in our AI authoring tool. A few things right off the bat. This is our dashboard. You can see it's very straightforward. I've got my folders up top, my uncategorized lessons below. I can do all my management on the side. A few cool things about Mindsmith. One is that if you're on our enterprise tier, you can have multiple team spaces to work with the people in your organization. If you're on business, you can have one team space. You can also work in real time with the people in your team space. So if I go into this lesson and I pull it up in another tab, I can see my cursor, and so I can point things out. I can see my coworker as they type. I can even see their avatar on the film strip here. So we can work collaboratively. We've noticed that enterprises that didn't work collaboratively on their e-learning in the past, but have used Mindsmith to work in real time, have unlocked huge efficiencies using that feature. But today we're going to show you how to create a lesson using our AI engine. It's super easy. You click this big button here in the top right, New Lesson, which brings open our generator. The generator is the place in Mindsmith where you tell the AI as much context about what you're trying to build as possible. Today we'll be creating a lesson, which is a 10 to 25 minute learning experience, but you can also create courses, which are quite a bit longer if you need to do multiple lessons together as maybe a 1 or a 2 or 3 hour learning experience. But like I said, today we'll do a lesson. So this is our generator. We walk you through a few different paths that you can go down here at the beginning. We're going to do this one, generate from your instructions. It's the most common one that our customers use, where you're providing the AI with context, uploading your documents, all of those things. But you can see you have some other options, like you can import a document, upload your outline. We can convert a RISE SCORM file directly into Mindsmith. You can use a video as context for the AI, and you can create an assessment. But we'll do this one. We'll also use this example, effective communication skills. I like to use this example because it's applicable to every organization, but Mindsmith is built to be extremely powerful and flexible for creating highly custom content. So a lot of our customers are creating very, very highly nuanced and custom content to their organization. Okay, so you start in this field. I call it the vision field because you can tell the AI pretty much anything about your vision for the lesson you're trying to create. So you might say, okay, we're teaching effective communication skills. We want to cover these subtopics. I want you to use accordion elements, which is an interactive type, when you're doing in-depth explanations. And I want the lesson to conclude with scenario style questions. But you can tell the AI anything here. Like maybe you want to tell it to include a knowledge check every 3 pages, or maybe you have a specific learning theory you want the AI to follow and it's creating content. Any of that stuff you can tell the AI in this box. So it's a very flexible box. We also break out some of the other high level stuff for you. So if you want to specify objectives, your learner, your tone, any of that, you can tell the AI. Obviously, the more context, the better for matching your vision. But if you just have a few sentences about what you're trying to build, then tell the AI that, and it will make a lot of assumptions and still give you a good lesson. Okay, next step is to attach your documents. We take any text-based document or MP4, so video. So PDF, PowerPoint, Word document, video. You can upload a website URL. So you upload your documents. And then you tell the AI how to use your documents. We have some options here. Import is verbatim. Copy and paste from your document into Mindsmith. Like this was reviewed by legal. Don't change anything. The AI does still know how to present content for this one. Or you can follow, where the AI is strict on your document and only uses your instructions after it's followed the structure and flow of the document, hit all the main points. It'll really prioritize your document. Or you can do reference, where it prioritizes your instructions and only grabs relevant things from your document. So things that are relevant to your instructions. So it might omit some things. More strict on your instructions, less strict on the document. Point is, you have some options. We have an interactivity slider. You can tell it how you want the AI to create its images. So you can do AI generated images. You can pull from the web, which by the way, you have some options about licensing levels, or you can do stock images, which pull from Unsplash. I like to do AI generated though. And then you can also, if you want, play around with some of these other settings. So for length, you can have the AI decide the length, or you can tell it where the AI should get its AI images. You can tell it page length. You can tell it which tiles to include. So these are some of the different interactives that you have in Mindsmith. I'll just go ahead and select all of these so we can get the full vision of what a Mindsmith lesson can be. You can provide some context about the AI images that it creates. So maybe you want to give some specific guidance around branding or something like that. You can also add citations, so the AI will cite your document directly in the lesson. So your learner can see where something is coming from the document. And you can have the AI process the images from your document. So this can be really key, especially if you're uploading like highly technical documentation. Maybe you have a workflow that you need the AI to understand that image and then bring it into a relevant place in the lesson. So that's the first step, is the AI generator. The next step is here what you're seeing, the storyboard. The storyboard takes all of the context that you provide the AI, and the AI makes a bunch of assumptions and shows you what its vision for the lesson is and lets you edit that vision. So you might say, okay, here on page 3, it's talking about the importance of communication, but I want to teach that using a story of a manager who did the wrong thing. You just jump in and type that here in the description of the page. Or it also surfaces the content from the document that it's going to pull from. So maybe you're like, we actually don't need to pull from this introduction. That is a little bit distracting. And I don't need these last paragraphs. I only need these first 3 paragraphs when talking about the importance of communication. Or maybe I want to add a paragraph, or maybe I want to bold something to make sure the AI emphasizes it. You can highlight this and bold it if you need, or whatever. You can get really deep in the storyboard, and we encourage you to spend a lot of time here. You can also change page level settings, so those same document strategies you can do on a page level, and of course all of the other settings. You can also change the page type, so we have a bunch of archetypes that you can use when creating content. The point is for you to get your vision on the page before the AI generates its content, so that first generation actually matches your vision. So then you generate the content. The AI is going to generate each page one at a time. So you can see it created here. The first page looks like there's a title of the lesson. It's generating an AI image. It gives a description, so an overview of the lesson, and it generated a button, it looks like. And then you can see it's kind of working on the second page here. A few cool things about this editing experience that you'll notice right off the bat. The first is that every element in Mindsmith gets what we call a tile, and the tiles you can rearrange and resize according to your needs. So if I want to bring this image up here, I can just drag it and drop it. And maybe I want to expand this all the way across, pull this down, make that a little bit smaller. Maybe I want to double click into this to crop it a little bit. We try to make it extremely intuitive while also really versatile for your editing and creating experience here in Mindsmith. You'll also notice that every tile has its own advanced settings. So maybe I want to add a little bit of flair to this one. Maybe I want to add a background image. You can go in and make any of those changes if you want to. You'll also notice that we have an AI assistant. The AI assistant is crazy powerful. It can do pretty much anything in Mindsmith. I could tell it, add a page referencing this document about this topic, and I want it to include a case study, an AI image, and an assessment question. And it will add the page below the one I'm currently on. Or I can select a tile, and I could say, turn this text tile into an accordion tile, or edit this tile in this particular way, or edit this page. I could even say, edit the entire lesson, replace every instance of employee with teammate. And the AI will rip through the lesson and make those changes for me. So the idea is that initial generation, depending on how much time you spend on the storyboard, gets you 85 or 90% of the way there. And then the assistant helps on the other end with all of the edits and tweaks and kind of annoying parts of creating content you might need to do. So really powerful. We have all the different tile types or interactives that you would need. We have a bunch of them. You just drag them and drop them in if you want to add them manually. Or of course you can use the assistant. A few other cool things. We're working on AI video. This probably won't be out for another month or so, but we'll generate the scenes in the video. We'll have an AI avatar. We'll generate the text in the video to make a really nice video, to use that as a really nice way to present content. We have an AI scenario generator, so you can provide the AI with context about the branching scenario you want to build. So the character, the learner, some instructions, and we'll create a first draft for you. And then our editing experience is really nice, where you can just see the different branches that a learner might go down, depending on the option that they choose. And then you can edit each of these scenes. So we make it really intuitive to visualize these different branching scenarios. We also have all of the theming options you would need. We have AI audio narration, so very natural sounding voices from OpenAI and 11 Labs we have integrations with. We have commenting, so you can share a review link to a stakeholder. They don't have to make an account. They can make comments, and then you can see those comments and resolve them if you need. We also, here at Mindsmith, invented what we call dynamic SCORM. So it's a new version of a SCORM package if you need to integrate Mindsmith into your learning management system, where if you change something in Mindsmith, it updates in your LMS automatically. So you don't need to delete it from the LMS, change it in the authoring tool, re-download it, re-upload it. It's just a nice smooth connection between us and the LMS. We also have, you can also stage changes if you don't want to do automatic updates. You can also, if you're in our Mindsmith Enterprise tier, create multiple versions, language versions of a lesson that are all saved within one file. So I could create the Spanish and the French version of this lesson, and we'll use DeepL, which is an AI translation service, to give you the first draft. You can go in, make any changes that you need to make to that translated version, and then you upload just one SCORM file to the LMS, and the LMS, or in the file itself, will read the device language of the learner and give them the version that matches their device language. So you upload one SCORM file. If their phone's in Spanish, it'll give them the Spanish version automatically. Of course, we are adaptive to mobile, so we adapt to the screen size automatically of the learner. So that's the basics. We have a lot of other stuff. We've got version history. We've got analytics. Even if you're sharing with SCORM, you can do a deep dive into engagement. But you'd click share, publish, download as a SCORM package, use dynamic if you want to be cool, and then upload to your LMS, and you are just off to the races. So thanks for sticking on with this demo. Looking forward to see what you build. Thanks.